All right, so what did you want to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about.
Because you really wanted to come on to the show.
Yeah,
which
I really
is great
do.
for me.
Yeah. I've been following you since like the beginning. Like,
You have.
yeah. So, I watch so many podcasts, but this one's my favorite.
Oh, thank you. What
Yeah.
kind of podcast do you like?
Um,
Give your top 3.
Yeah, I like David Dobrik's podcast,
Oh, yeah.
Views. Here lately, I've been listening to Impulsive a lot with Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, I forget you're a big Logan Paul kind of guy.
Yeah, I followed like the mainstream like
You've
YouTubers.
but you've been following Logan Paul for a while.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, because Logan Paul is actually, what would I say, controversial?
Yeah, I mean now, but I think beforehand, like from Vine. You remember Vine?
Yeah, I remember Vine.
Yeah, and he was
pre-TikTok.
yeah, and he's my favorite. So I think that's just
He's just funny.
Yeah. Well, I guess he was. I guess now he's trying to get more serious, especially after that whole Forest deal. And
Yeah, that was like 2018, right?
Yeah.
2019, something like that.
that's pretty bad.
That's the whole fucking year started.
I feel like everyone hates him just because of that. But
No, everyone hated him beforehand. But
Yeah.
I think that's when he hit mainstream media, and then everyone was like, wait, who's this guy? And then all of a sudden, like, everyone is just filling him in like, oh, that's the guy you should hate.
yeah,
That's what I hate about social media, though, is that everyone else is just like, oh, Jake Paul? Yeah, fuck him. And they're like, who is Jake Paul? He's like, doesn't even matter. Just fuck him. You know what I mean?
yeah. They confuse the brothers a lot, though. I feel like because they'll
Oh,
think,
yeah, I
like,
just did that.
yeah, like it's Jake Paul or Logan, but like I feel like Jake Paul's way worse than Logan is.
Well, okay, so Logan Paul, you're 26, though.
Yeah, I'm 26.
I'm 27. Is
Yeah,
he our
yeah.
age?
Yeah, he's 26. He's the same age as me.
Yeah. So basically, but Logan, I'm sorry,
Jake
Jake
his
is
brother,
the younger one.
Yeah, he's like 23 or 4.
So he's super young.
Yeah.
But they reached stardom like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I would say like the peak of Vine because they were big right at the end of Vine, and then they just transferred right over to YouTube. I feel like
Vine shut down, 2016?
God, I don't even remember. I wasn't big. Like I just watched Vine, so I didn't
Yeah.
even make Vines. I wanted to, but I think that's what like progressed me into like
Yeah.
wanting to do like TikTok and YouTube.
Well, you got into TikTok early on, right?
Yeah, I got it because I was like I really thought it was going to be the next Vine, and a lot of people were like, no, it's going to die because it was Musically
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I had Musically, and I just kind of watched that, and then I started making TikToks when I thought it was going to be big, and then I guess I got kind of lucky, and then I just like
Yeah.
got a quick like 50,000 followers on it. And
Is that how many you got now?
yeah, I've got 49.8, and it's,
Oh
like
my
for the last
God.
couple of months I can't get like 50 for some reason.
How often do you post on there? I don't have TikTok. I've talked about it before.
Yeah, I mean honestly, like I'm not super regular on it. Like maybe once every 1 or 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
But then I'll watch it a couple times and I like hate it, and then I'll delete it. So
Wait, so you
yeah.
Well,
so,
I've done the same thing. Like, I'll delete Instagram every once in a while because I feel like I'm spending way too much fucking time on it.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't actually delete the app. I just delete like the posts I don't like. So like if I make a
Oh.
post, yeah, and I'm like, if I feel like it doesn't get enough views or something, I just delete it.
I feel that way with my YouTube videos, dude.
Yeah.
I can never control how much they're gonna get or what's not gonna give. You know?
They say that's bad though. Like
What?
you should keep all your videos like just so you have the
Yeah.
extra content, even if it doesn't have views, because you could like turn around like a year later and
Yeah.
then that just blow up into the algorithm, and then
Yeah.
people love it. But
Well, I mean, that's what the plan is now. Like, I've just been consistently trying to release every single week just a new sort of podcast just to keep it up.
I mean, I think that's probably going to progress you more. Like
Yeah.
the more you post, because people are going to expect that every week, and I think that's where I fall into trouble because I'm so busy that it's hard to like I could do it if I wanted to. Like I love editing, I love filming, but
Yeah.
it's just finding the content with the time that I have. You know? But
Well, because you work full time, right?
yeah, I'm only off on like Sundays and one day during the week.
That's so fucking insane. Like me, I work every day, but like I don't go in until 5 p.m. some days, and I
Yeah.
get off at 10. So I go in for 5 hours. But you're there how early?
Yeah, so I get there at 7,
Yeah.
and then I'll try to leave around like 5:30. But then I come home, and then I have a 6-month-old son.
Oh yeah.
So like,
Congratulations,
Yeah,
man. I never
thanks,
actually
man.
congratulated you on that.
yeah, and so I'm helping my wife with him until
Yeah.
like 9:30, and then I try to find some free time where I'll like hop on and on the computer and play with some of my buddies. But
Yeah.
by that time comes, I'm like, dang, it's like time for bed. I'm tired. So
Yeah. Well, it's not only TikTok that you're on. You also do YouTube, right?
yeah. Which, like I said, I've taken a break because actually
Yeah.
6-month break since I've had my son because it's just
Yeah.
been too much to try to edit and post and film. But yeah, I tried to like make a big swing on that, and made a big production deal where I had like a big intro and like logo
Yeah.
and a brand, and Just trying to find time because I want to keep doing it. I mean, I don't want to do
Yeah.
it just for like the fame or whatever, the
Yeah.
money. Like I just enjoy doing it, kind of like how you do this podcast. Like it's just
Yeah.
fun. Like it's like
It's
a hobby.
addicting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of. I feel like a lot of times, every time I tell someone I have a podcast, they want to do it too.
Yeah.
And while it is fun and stuff, I think they forget, like, it's not that it's hard work. It's just consistently doing work that's unrewarded.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of times at my job, I always hate when I do things for, like, I don't know. I just do things and it just, you have to do, I think the biggest part about growing up is just doing things unrewarded.
Yeah.
Like, just doing them because they have to get done. Like, you don't get anything out of, like, oh, wow, you did this. Like, congratulations. It's just one of those things that's just like, no one gives a fuck. And that's the way it feels with YouTube, is I kept releasing stuff and doing stuff, and it's just like, oh, yeah, no one really cares.
Right.
You know?
Like,
That's what it feels like.
The like medals, like you get the plaques that have like the gold, like platinum. Like I feel like they should start that lower, like
Yeah,
50
shit,
followers,
bro.
100 followers, and it would keep us going more.
I just barely got 100, but you're at like, okay, the name of your channel is what?
DeltaWhiskeyTV.
And you have how many subscribers?
I think I'm just over 1,000.
Yeah, I was looking today.
So not too much.
That's more than me.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like I don't have like I think my most viewed video is only like 7,000 views though.
That's still pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean compared to like on like the low tier level,
Yeah, I
you know. But
that's the thing.
I see like these millions of views. I'm just like, and
is that what you're aiming for though? Do you want to become a channel that's so huge?
I think I want a brand like
Yeah.
I really like, I like into outdoors and stuff, and like my whole life I've been outdoorsy, but I think I want that just because I don't think that's going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like even with like what's going on with like Corona and whatnot, like I think there's always going to be like that outdoor brand, like hunting, fishing,
Oh, you're saying so like you're sort of going into that hunting, that sort of thing, that lifestyle. That
Yeah, I don't want to be like just limited to that, because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people will do that. They'll put themselves in a box and they can only do that one thing.
Yeah.
Because I find myself doing like whims, like I'll try to like master something, and then once I master it, I like drop it, but I still want to stick with that same kind of like, I don't know, I guess based on my roots or whatnot, but
Yeah, something you're passionate about as opposed to something that's just going to get you like instant views.
yeah, like I'm not going to go on the trends. Like I'm not going to, like
Yeah.
on TikTok, I don't do like the dances or like the trends or anything.
What do you post on TikTok then?
Honestly, it's like sometimes I sing, like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always liked to sing, but just random stuff. Like, our buddy Sam, I've posted like funny stuff of him, or like honestly just random stuff that I just think of. I don't like to keep with the trends because I feel like if you're the same as everybody else, why are they going to want to watch you,
Yeah, but then that's the problem, is those trends are the ones that work. And that's how people like
And maybe that's why I'm not big, because it's like I don't want to do that.
Are you bigger on you're bigger on TikTok than you are YouTube, you'd say?
Yeah.
You get more interactions with TikTok than you do YouTube though?
Right now, no, for some reason. Which like I said, I haven't posted in like 6 months.
Yeah.
But I think I've got here lately, my latest YouTube those videos have more views than my TikToks are getting for some reason.
YouTube's getting better traction than the TikTok?
Yeah.
What kind of is there any other trends you're going to stay on top of though? Like,
I think I like, I try to think of things that no one's ever done, because like I've done everything from like craft building, like where I'm trying to build a bench or something, or like trying to trap a rabbit and like tan its hide or something like, that's all been done. You know what I'm saying? So I try to think of things that haven't been done. Like we put a bunch of like tannerite in my backyard, and everyone shot like tannerite where it blows up, but we put a bunch of like styrofoam targets on top of it, because we've never seen anybody do that. And I mean, it's like it obliterated it, like turned it into like a million pieces. But I try to do things that no one's ever done. But again, you can't like, I don't want to follow any kind of trends.
yeah.
So
No, I get it too. I feel that way with like sort of our videos, but I always just get kind of discouraged too about like posting stuff constantly, because I never feel like my content is ever really valuable.
no.
Like I see all these other, I don't know. I just feel like, why would anyone want to watch this? Maybe that's getting too meta or whatever. But I mean, do you ever feel that way too? Like, do you ever look at your videos and you're just like, man, what the fuck was I doing? Like, what is this shit?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think they have like, they're doing the same thing as you, but they're just doing it better, I guess. I feel like it's because they have more money, is all it is. Really.
That's the shitty thing.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I try not to get so much into being like, oh, if I just had this better camera, or if I just had this better equipment, then everything, like, that would be the views. I feel like it's just almost an algorithm game that I just can't get a hold of. Like, it's all about playing the right sort of.
Well, I've talked about it, and a lot of people will say like like especially for TikTok, they'll say like, okay, it's Monday, so you have to post 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, but I've posted at 3 and it's blown up. So it's like, why are you telling me to post at these times on this day when?
Wait, so their hack is to post at a certain time because that's when.
Yeah, a lot of people have like secret like tricks that they do to.
I've thought about that too because I've always messed with when I release videos. So we started off, Heavily Spiced started off releasing videos like, I think Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Around 6. But then I moved it to like Thursdays around like 6. But then now I move it to Fridays around noon. Because there's like this 24-hour gap. And that's the most time you want, like when YouTube, you want most people to look at your videos. And I'm like, okay, what's the best time to do it? But honestly, I'm like, what does it even fucking matter?
Yeah,
like, who gives a shit?
I think it's better though, like if you do have a following or eventually get a following, they know when you're gonna post.
Yeah,
and I think that makes more sense than doing some algorithm because it's like
just like I'm changing it up, guys, because the algorithm is gonna work better.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
But I always feel like, okay, so we post on Instagram a lot, and I just feel like I have to keep constantly shoving my content down people's throats, just all the time. That's just the most annoying part to me because I hate posting on social media just in general.
Yeah.
So when I'm promoting myself, I just feel like I'm like, hey, watch this video. Watch this video. And I don't know, like.
Yeah, I feel like, but I feel at the same time, like if people don't want to see that, they're just going to unfollow you, you know? Yeah. But the people that actually are looking at it, like they're probably going to go look at your video. Like when I'm at work and I see like Heavily Spiced pop up on my computer screen, like even at work, I have it like subscribed. I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch this right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that it's like in vain or anything. Like I think it actually works because it works for me. So
yeah, I don't know. I guess I just overthink it a lot with the stuff, and that's why I wanted to have you on because you're the only other YouTuber, quote unquote, to say, that actually does it. Yeah. Everyone else gives me advice about stuff, but they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot too? Like people will always be like, "Oh, you should do things like this."
Yeah, no. Like, well, everyone always does that, but it's like you don't know until you actually put the camera in your hand and like you try to actually do it.
I know, that's what I was trying to say. Like everyone, they want to be on the podcast. Well, not everyone, but people want to be on the podcast. They want to be featured and stuff, which is great. I like having people, but it's kind of a game of just like you have to decide what you're going to talk about beforehand, and are you comfortable around cameras? Can you do things like this? There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, they don't realize like all like the backdrop, like what it actually takes. Like I didn't realize like all this was
the setup.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what's more daunting to people is like you kind of have to just get used to it.
Yeah.
And if you're not used to it, then it's going to show.
It's definitely like if you watch like my first video like compared to like my last video.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh my god, what was I doing? Like
that's how I feel. I went back and watched some of the old ones that I privated from the vlog days.
Yeah.
Just like 2 years ago.
Which I like those. I wish you had to take those down. Like no one did it like that. I feel like you guys were very different. Like especially with Cole. Like
I know, but Cole gave up. Cole was my I guess we'll say ex-partner.
Yeah.
We made the channel together and he's just like, yeah, I quit. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
You should have just kept it going though. I felt like you could have still he was the main guy, but I feel like you could have like transferred it to anybody, like Dean or Sam.
Dean, Daniel, anybody really.
Yeah.
We might bring it back. I thought about doing it maybe in like October.
Yeah.
I was going to get everyone together. We're just going to have like some big fucking party or something. And I just watch everyone get drunk and we just film it.
I think that's what made you guys different. It felt real. Like even like the closest to that would be like David Dobrik or something. But honestly, some of that even feels like bits, like stage. And I know y'all did bits, but it felt more real, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole premise of it was I was tired of seeing people like not to talk shit on David Dobrik or anything, because I do think what he's doing is smart and he's definitely
he's successful.
But it just seems like a lot of it is just people who live in LA, people who make lots of money, people who want, and it's almost like you want this lifestyle that they have.
Yeah.
And it's more or less about that than it is about any content, whether or not they're funny or entertaining. It's more or less like.
I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Like the people that pursue YouTube, they're after like the fame and the money.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of the successful people, which some of them obviously aren't just like that, but they're looking for that, and I think if you really enjoy it and you want to do it, then you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the money would be nice.
Yeah, the money would definitely be nice to help me out, and I guess help you out too.
I mean, because I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, I don't want to get like famous and rich from it, but
it'd be nice, but it's not the end goal.
Yeah,
sort of.
right.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll bring back the vlogs. We'll see about it. I guess I'll just see how I feel, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is how everything's going.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I've commented on your video like from the beginning till now, man.
Yeah.
I just see it like every time you do a new podcast, like it just gets better and better, and that's cool, man. Yeah.
I think it's just I don't know what I'm doing. I have no fucking clue.
It seems like you do.
I didn't go to college. I graduated high school almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I just was like, let's just fucking do it. Why not?
What is the end goal for you?
The end goal for Heavily Spice?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was just us dicking around.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, now, like, so like the podcast, are you trying to make this like, are you trying to progress this even more? Or are you wanting to go back to vlogs? Or are you wanting to, I mean, what's the direction of Heavily Spice?
I've always felt like I'm someone who doesn't really take chances.
Yeah.
I'm not someone who more or less, I like to play the logical side. I like to play things smart. I don't ever really go out of my way to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
So I always felt like music was my number one passion.
Yeah.
So I always felt like I can't do music because it's not perfect or it's not this way.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of divulged itself into the Heavily Spice. Like it's not, I don't want to release this video. I deleted so many fucking podcasts because I thought they weren't good.
Yeah.
Because they weren't perfect. But it wasn't until this year that I decided it just doesn't matter. Like it's just going to be shitty and that's okay. Like that's been my whole mode of the entire year is like, it's just going to be a little shitty.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, like what you think is shitty, like might be like, wow, this is awesome to somebody else. You know, like they may love it.
Yeah. Well, that's what kind of I've learned is like people view it and I'm like, dude, this is dog shit. Like, no, it just looks bad. Like I'm like, the camera's a little bit off. The light's too harsh or I don't sound good. But everyone else around me is like, dude, this looks great. They don't even notice those things.
So you're a
it doesn't even matter. To a certain degree, yeah. I try not to let it control so much of me, but I don't know. But to go back, I guess the end goal for this is just to keep constantly uploading and doing things. Yeah. And not really strive for perfection. Because I feel, I mean, it's obviously unobtainable. Like things can't just be perfect. They're not going to end up like that way.
Oh, if you take like what do you think the biggest like Joe Rogan or something, like I don't think he worries about that shit, you know? Like he just gets in there, talks to somebody, learns some shit and then moves on.
I think the hardest thing was like it was just me. It felt like I was the only one doing it. Yeah. Luckily now my cousin helps me out a lot.
Yeah, I see that.
So
the lighting's perfect.
It's great. That's what he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
No, it just helps to take the load off, I guess, because it's like 1,000 things to remember to do. Yeah. And if one of them goes wrong, then me being perfectionist is going to be like, this shit sucks. I'm not releasing it, which is what happened before.
Yeah, but I think that comes with like working off the fly, you know, like you're going to be able to eventually something like that small happens. You're just like, oh, whatever, we'll do this instead, you know?
Yeah. And the thing with the podcast is I don't know how to interview people.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. But like, that's the appeal. Like, what the fuck does it even matter?
We're just talking, you know, like
we're just hanging out in Dean's basement.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dean.
Yeah. Thanks, Dean.
So you want to talk more about YouTube or TikTok or?
Yeah, whatever you want, man. I don't care. I'm just here. Glad to be here.
What's your most popular video?
I think
you said it was 7,000.
Oh no, you talking about YouTube or TikTok? YouTube's
both.
Okay, so yeah.
Do YouTube one first.
Yeah, the YouTube one it's got 7,000 views. It's me. Actually, Sam is in it too. We're reviewing an Amazon crossbow, like a crossbow bought on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like this real cheap, like shitty crossbow for like $100, but it actually shoots like really well. So we just we set up like a toaster and like paper and like hairspray bottles, and we were just like shooting arrows at it, and just testing it out. And I guess people like with the Amazon in the title, like that just blew up. So like people started watching it.
So that was like what 8,000 you said?
It's like 7,000. It's a little over 7,000 views.
What's your normal view, like average?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
I would say probably 1,000.
That's pretty good.
Around there.
That's really
some of them are a little lower. It just depends, but yeah.
What about TikTok though?
TikTok, my most viewed video is like 800,000.
God.
Yeah, I think it has like 600 likes or something, or 600,000 likes, I think.
How long ago? What is it first off? How long ago was it?
This was probably a year and a half ago. Because it was my wife. It was me. It's me coming. I walked through the door, and my wife had a camera up, and she was telling me like she was pregnant with my son. So like I had like the music in the background, and it was like me like freaking out, like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" But yeah,
wow,
that like blew up, man. People like ate that shit up. So
people love that shit.
yeah, and then the second biggest one is like my gender reveal. Like we weren't gonna do a gender reveal party because I think I don't like them. I mean, they're dumb, but it was like Super Bowl weekend, and like we had a good idea to like kick a football, you know?
Yeah.
And like it burst in a blue, whatever. That was my second most like video. So like if you really want to like get into it, do like wedding stuff and like baby stuff and like
anything with love.
Yeah, love.
Is most of the demographic for TikTok females, you think, or do you think it's
you know, it'll
50-50?
Actually my analytics will tell me. I think at one point I was 97% only female like TikTokers on my thing, like that followed me, and 3% male. Now it's like 46 like 54. So
yeah, I think over time.
Yeah, because I started posting. Like I think it was more. Beforehand, I never posted like anything with my wife. So a lot of people thought I was single on there. Yeah, which is probably not a good idea. But just because you're getting all this excess like attention that you really don't need.
Yeah.
But once I put my wife on there, that's when I started bringing in like more guys and stuff. So it kind of equaled itself out. But
you didn't lose any, did you?
It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest with you. Like,
it doesn't tell you like if you.
It doesn't really say you drop. I mean, I think it will. I don't even know if I looked at that, to be honest, because I've stayed like at 49,000 for like so long. I don't even know.
Jeez. What's it like being a dad? I'm actually very curious. You're the first dad I've ever had on here.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I've wanted to be a dad for so long.
Yeah.
That and I didn't realize what it is. I mean, it's a lot of work. Like it is a lot of work. Like, which my wife does way more, obviously, because I have to go to work every day and she's at home with him. But it'll change you, man. It'll drop you down a few levels, make you realize that life's not about you, you know? Like, like beforehand, like it was all about me. Like I'd buy whatever I wanted. I'd spend whatever on, you know, anything. But now it's like, nah, this money's going to go towards him. I'm going to buy him this. I want to, you know, take him here. And it's all about experiences with him, you know. I don't really care about like going anywhere or doing anything unless he's going with me. So,
I guess that's interesting to think of.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It'll definitely change you.
You get to watch him experience something for the first time.
Yeah,
ever.
like anything. Like he tried peanut butter the other day for the first time, and it was like he was like so excited. Like it was the best thing he's ever had, because all he's had is like milk.
Yeah.
So I can't even, you know, obviously we don't remember the first time we had peanut butter, but I get to see every single one of those. Like first time he rides a bike, eats anything, sees a hot girl, you know, it's like crazy. So,
dude, that's insane.
Yeah, it's
Are you gonna have any more kids?
Yeah, you know,
how many are you at? Are you gonna be like 3, 4?
So when me and my wife first met, we shot high. We were like, yeah, we're gonna have like 4 or 5 kids. But honestly, after this one, he's obviously he's perfect to me. But
what's his name?
Lawson.
That's right. I knew that.
So but I mean, he's a handful, man. Like it made me kind of drop down. Like I probably only have one more, honestly.
Because it's just a lot of work.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot of like. There's so much you have to go through, like with vaccinations and like, like we talked before, circumcision and stuff like that. Like it's a lot of crazy stuff you have to like go through and decide. You're making these decisions for his life, you know, like even down to his name, you know, like this whatever you do now is going to affect him for the rest of his life. And I had I had like a really bad, not really bad childhood, but I had a lot of change in my childhood, you know, with my father and my mom and like divorce and like all kind of crap, you know, and people leaving, coming back and and that affected me long term. So I know even the tiniest thing now is going to affect him long term. So you have to be careful. You're always thinking like, you know, how am I going to react when he does this, or like especially when he gets older, you know, because I don't want any negative feelings toward me, you know.
Well, I always feel like too with kids, you're always like, oh, they're too young, they don't know.
Yeah.
But I think they're a lot smarter than you really give them credit for.
I think so too. I mean, you can say like I heard this when I was younger. Like if you don't listen to them now, they're not going to listen to you when they're older.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like even the smallest thing, like if he like shows you like his hand or something, like look at his fucking hand, you know,
something like that really doesn't, you know, he creates some macaroni art or something stupid that doesn't really matter, but like obviously it means a lot to him,
right? So
it's just like, so you're gonna go for 2 kids now?
Yeah, I think 2 kids. I'd like to shoot for. I feel like if we had another boy, we'd probably try again, because we do want like a girl side, because we want to experience both. But
I was gonna ask you that. Were you hoping for a boy? Were you hoping for a girl, or did you not care?
I'd like to. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't care." We were actually hoping for a girl. We thought we had in our mind, like, said, like, we were gonna have a girl. Like, we had a name picked out. Like, we didn't even have a boy name picked out.
Yeah.
And we had dreams like, oh, this is the girl we're having. We were gonna name her Macon. And like we had that dead set, and then we did the gender reveal, and it was a boy, and we were like we weren't mad, but we were like we're like fuck, damn, a boy, what the hell? But no, it was. I mean, it was like, oh wow, we didn't think of this.
Isn't it weird to think that like Lawson's gonna grow up and could potentially watch?
Yeah, I hope he does.
Watch this and then watch like all the other YouTube and TikTok stuff.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Does that freak you out at all?
Like I didn't think about that before, but I have thought about that. Like I'm careful what I like say in these, because I don't want to say something that he's gonna be like, "Why the fuck do you say that, Dad?" Like I'm just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, son." But I do think about that. But also at the same time, like I'm learning so much. Like that's why I get into like these whims, like where I want to learn how to build stuff or make something or do something because I want to be able to teach him that, and that's a lot of what my YouTube is. There's a lot of how-to type stuff in my YouTube, and it's just me learning how to do shit, whether it's working with resin or tanning a rabbit hide, like I said. I mean, it's just I want to learn, man, and so I can teach.
Are you gonna put him in YouTube?
We thought about that at first, but I don't think I am.
Yeah.
We don't want like a family channel or anything like that, and I really don't want to expose him to that. But I mean, if he decides to do that, when he's a little older, I'll let him make that decision. But
yeah,
I don't want to do anything I'll regret.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't know what I would do. I can't even imagine having a kid, so that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you see all this like, I mean, there's people like that have family channels and stuff where people like are stalking them and threaten their kids and stuff, and I don't want to get too much into that. Which I know those are like really big people, but I mean, even the smallest thing could inhibit that. So
yeah, because you don't want your kid growing up thinking this is like what every family kind of does.
Oh yeah, put a camera in his face like every 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
I think that might fuck him up. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, man.
Really, honestly.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. It's great.
Well, when are you gonna make new videos?
I'm starting now, so probably in the next couple weeks I'll start posting again. Which I'm not gonna make anything like regular, like I'm gonna do this every Wednesday. But I'll start posting pretty regularly, probably the next month.
Nice. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Anything else you want to say? Shout out anything? Your TikTok, your YouTube channel? We already mentioned it.
Just heavily spiced, man. Keep it going. Watch every week.
Much. Thank you. All right, that's it. Thank you, Dalton.